Okay, so this is meeting number 2 with Miss Janice Putnam of Edisto Elementary School. I am assuming that we will be continuing our discussion on bringing either workshops or parent cafes in to Edisto Elementary School this year.
Then I get you to bear with me 1 second.
Yes, ma'am.
Going through on the phone. Hold. Okay, I'm back. I sent her notice.
Okay.
I sent her notice that you successfully connected if she was able to join us.
All right. And what would you like
Okay.
to discuss today, Ms. Putnam?
Okay. I know one thing you wanted from us, if I remember correctly, was dates. All
Yes.
right. With the Title One program, we have to do at least one program a month. Or parenting day. I don't know what you want to call it. Program parent engagement, where we're trying to connect parents, or I think it's about encouraging parents to be a part of their students' education life. Um, Opening doors where parents, as a new one myself, I know there's so much. I don't know. As far as I know that your children learn basic math, English, that sort of thing. Um, Maybe the importance of clubs for the joint. I don't know. You probably have a better. I know that parents need to feel a part of it, and we need to find a way to make them feel that their child's school is their school. Am I correct on that?
Yes.
In what I'm assuming? And um, I I think of things that we can do, and I know I have not developed my resource list like I would have wanted to do. I'm a retired paralegal. Um, so researching is something no big deal. I'm green when it comes to uh, I know how to communicate. I know how, but I haven't found that one click that I think would work for parents is one of my biggest things. And it's not that I want to do any programs. Uh, you impressed me so the first time we met by it was your presentation, you yourself. It wasn't what all you could do. It was the way you handled it and the way you spoke that gave me great confidence in you. I analyze a lot, and the parent cafe that sounded excellent. And I'm frustrated today because here I am, and the month is almost over, and guess what? I don't have anything in place yet. Um, and I want to be where I can start. Where in January I have February, March, and April already lined up, or in December. You
Hmm.
know, that's the way it should be. You should be able to plan ahead, and I also think that there are topics of the times that parents may need. Just like I was listening to, and I'm not meaning to be gloom and doom, but Edisto is an elementary school, and that 6-year-old child in Virginia was smart enough to put his gun in his book bag, remove it before he was checked, and put it on his person, and shoot a teacher point blank.
Okay.
6 years old.
Right.
And, we take for granted, and I know sometimes I don't think, I don't take for granted that elementary age children aren't clever, because they're real clever. A lot more clever than I was when I was in the third grade. And I'm more, and I think that's something we need for all adults to know, that we do need to be aware of what our children are taking to school. We do need to ask. And I guess I'm getting off, and I'm not trying to get off topic. I'm just saying there seems to be so many things that we need to address, and I don't have any direction.
Right.
You sound like you have direction. And like I said, I'm a retired paralegal. I spent 10 years in alcohol, drug abuse, and mental health. And none of that helping me work a diddly spot right now.
It's all right. Okay. So, have you narrowed down a date to when you want to get started?
Okay. What I think works best, if I and we tried this last year, and I know Mr. Brown likes a Thursday. So I was looking at the fourth Thursday of every month. If I need to alternate that or change it somewhat, I don't have a problem with that. But that gave for the other schools to get some of their parent engagements out. Um, if you don't agree with that, or that's not suitable, or if I'm looking at it in the wrong way,
Okay.
but that's sort of where I was looking at.
All right. And this is starting in February.
Well, I got to try and figure something out to get anywhere. um, and I don't know what I'm gonna do with that, because today, oh, January is next week.
February starts next week. We do have this Thursday. If you were trying to do something this Thursday, it would have to be virtual.
That would be. I think we could do that. Um, wait, gee, Manetti, where's this month? All right, if we had to do something this Thursday, I didn't know whether you did something with like an introduction to what you do. I don't know. I don't know what your. I don't want to change anything. I was so impressed. I'm like, I want all of it.
Okay. If we do something this Thursday, which is 2 days from now, of course, it would have to be in the evening.
Right.
Um, probably around 6 p.m.
Okay. That's no problem.
And then going forward in person, it would still be around the same time because my travel time to Orangeburg is about an hour and a half.
Oh, honey, where do you come from?
I'm in Hartsville, South Carolina.
My Lord. Okay.
It's
All
listen,
right.
it's almost considered up the road. Um, how many parents do you think you can get together for this Thursday?
Um, I'm ho I'm hoping I can do about 10. I've got to figure out, I think I haven't had a good response with parents. When, when parents, um, like grandparents, grits for grandparents, we found that muffins for moms, donuts for dads, an hour, and they've really been showing up at 8:30 and 9 o'clock in the morning is what they've been doing.
Okay.
It, and that's just being honest. You know, and that's still got to be a lot of parents. We have what 400 plus parents at the school,
Hmm.
and I don't know how many. Probably at least 50, if not a little bit more, appear on those three events early in the morning. I don't know whether it's because you're feeding them, they can eat and go, or the program doesn't last long. I'm not sure exactly which the marketing has a lot to do with it as well. And I know that I'm going to increase marketing in February. I'm going to do the marketing a whole lot different than on this short notice, because this isn't fair to the parents, and it's not fair to the guest speaker, and it's not fair to our school because I'm not being handled like it should be. But I think virtually, and one of our teachers, I found out well after the fact that we had a good turnout for one of our parenting programs. It was a reading thing, but she had promised her students something if their parents appeared.
Hmm.
And I was going to find out what that exactly was, and see if I could try something like that, or if what the first three or the first five parents, think of something quickly that even though it's virtual, that I could put it in the mail to them, or they could come by the school and pick it up, or something like that, because I know rewarding attendance makes a difference also.
Right. Now, incentives are encouraged for the parents for virtual. If you have the budget, if it's approved, I would recommend like a gift card,
Okay.
maybe a $25 gift card to Walmart
For all of them, for all
for the
parents
parents.
who would,
Yes.
all right. And for the first one, that might be and the short notice. That would help encourage them to appear. I mean, to
Yes.
come on first. Okay. All right. That sounds good.
And for the in-person, if you want to do a gas card
Uh huh.
or
Okay.
a little gift bag.
Okay. And in person, we could always have some donuts or cookies or something. Am I right?
You know, you want to have a meal.
You want to have a meal? Okay.
Yes. Because you want to feed them after the cafe. So depending on, of course, what you want to provide, pizza is always good, sub trays. We've done chicken nugget trays before. The lunch boxes from like maybe like Groucho's Deli. I can't remember if there's a Groucho's in Orangeburg or not,
You know
but
what?
something like that. Or if you
Okay.
wanted to provide a hot meal because of
Okay.
the time in the evening, especially if they're bringing their children to be in another class.
Is that another thing? Is daycare something I need to consider?
Yes,
And that's where the parents would also come in handy, right?
yes.
Uh,
If I'm understanding you correctly, yes. So if you have any parent volunteers or teacher volunteers to have the children in a separate classroom or separate area. Maybe they can have a movie night, or they
Okay.
can use it as like a literacy night or a math night or something like that while the parents are in a separate area in the parent cafe.
Okay. All right. I really like the idea of the parent cafe. I think that sounds um and I think it's more of them interacting than just listening. Am I right on that?
Oh yes, parent cafes are fully interactive. So this is not going to be me talking for an hour and a half to 2 hours. They will be
Good.
participating.
All right. And
They will have they will have large group sessions. They'll have a one-on-one activity. Will they be paired with someone else in the room? And they'll also have small group sessions,
oh, okay.
small group discussion.
That sounds great. It really does. Now, what is your parent cafe? Is it a like a term? Is it a number of weeks or a number of sessions or a number of cafes and it ends, or is it
You can have as many cafes as you want to have. The
okay?
whole premise behind the parent cafe is number one, it was designed for parents by parents, right? So it is really meant for parents to eventually pick these sessions up and take them over themselves if it's something that they want to continue.
Oh, okay.
Yes, ma'am. If not, if they don't want to take it over and pick it up themselves, then of course I'm more than welcome, more than happy to continue doing them. Um, once a month works.
Okay. Um, and so have you found that you might maybe decide on 3 months of pay? When do I guess at what point do you present to parents whether you want to go forward with you or if they're wanting to break off on their own? Am I asking you the correct way?
You are. So if they decide to break off on their own, then you would have to take it back to the school for them to get the formal training for parent cafes.
Okay.
So they'll be
All
able to present these themselves.
right. Okay.
And it
Go
is
back.
a 3-day training process. Three
Okay.
days, 8 hours each day for them to be able to host a
The
cafe
host.
because it's not something that we're facilitating. Because when I show up, I'm showing up as a parent, and not as a professional, even though I
Oh,
am
okay.
a professional, right? So it's not like a workshop where I'm facilitating and telling them do this, do this, do this, do this.
Okay. That sounds good because that way you feel you interact more with them one on one as
Yes,
opposed to being separate and apart from them. Okay.
correct.
I really do. All right. And I think the parents do better when they have engagement.
Yes.
Um, like cooking matters and things that that was interesting what they put up and we have we had to change it, but healing species. Um, they use abused dogs to teach children empathy. It changes their discipline behavior. It's a 8 week program that we've got to change and do it in 8 sessions.
Hmm.
But there's also a program. There's a presentation for parents one time during that 8 week training or workshop that lets the parents understand what their students are going through
Hmm.
and how they affect the empathy and the how it's used to improve discipline and communication. And kids today don't really have a lot of empathy. I don't see it. It seems like it's something missing from their growing up experiences, but they don't have a lot of empathy. So I think that's going to be something that would be good and can help parents as well. All right, so if there was going to be something done on Thursday, you have an idea of what, like I said,
Oh,
I believe you're an angel that's been sent.
I'm sorry, say that again.
If we were going to do something on Thursday, do you have an idea of what you're going, what you're going to do?
Oh, I have a cafe ready to go already. I actually have several.
I told you you're an angel. And that's how I feel like my office should be running, and I
Mhm.
haven't yet to be able to get there.
Right,
And 'cause I shouldn't be in January planning January. I should be planning May and well June, go June, July, and August. But I mean, I feel like I'm just always running backwards, and I'm hitting and missing, and I can't, I don't function that way, and it's about to do me in. Um, so what would the do you have a flyer that you do? Or no, because that's what I'll send to the parents, and I'll even hand some out through the car rider. Um, if you can give me some catchwords that you use, or if you've got a site I can look at where I can gather something I want, something that jumps out, and not a lot of words, but
right.
I, um, I can probably do some research and find. Is there, all right, I know there's a Parent Cafe national website.
It's bestrongfamilies.org.
Okay,
And they do have information on the website pertaining to parent cafes that you may be able to grab some things from. I can see if I can get a flyer put together for you. I will need to know, of course, beforehand how many parents you are expecting, so they would need to kind of RSVP,
yeah,
and I'll try
okay,
to set that up in the Zoom link. Simply because I may have to pull in some colleagues to
okay,
help with the room hosting.
okay. And anything you need from me, you just let me know, okay?
Okay. Now,
Oh, that's right. We're gonna do this first.
I'm sorry.
Okay, the first one we do virtual, right?
Yes, if you're trying to do this on Thursday.
Okay. We do it virtual. We're doing it at 6 o'clock. And then you see about gift cards, okay? And I'll go on the website if you want and see if I can come up, um, or either Miss Bennett can come up with a flyer that kind of pops to
Hmm.
get them in last minute. But um,
And email me your telephone number.
oh, okay, I will. And
And then the only other thing to talk about after this is my fee.
okay, all right. Whenever you're ready, we'll go ahead and talk about the fee
Okay.
because we're
Um,
gonna look at.
Go ahead.
All right. So your parent, let me just get this understood. The parent cafe your topics of discussion, is that what changes? I mean,
The theme changes and the protective factors change. So then
okay,
the
when you,
questions, the theme and the protective factors covered will be what changes throughout the cafe. And then when we have the cafe conversations, then those questions for the cafe conversations will be kind of tailored around the theme and, well, and of course the protective.
okay,
So
so,
it won't be the same questions every time.
okay, uh, so your theme, so your themes change. All right, what would Thursday's theme be?
Thursday's theme would be but first, cafe.
It would be, what is that again?
But first, cafe.
Okay, but first, cafe.
Mhm.
Okay,
And I
all
believe
right,
that protective factor is going to be relationship. Let me double check.
protective factor. Now, when you say protective factor, um, that's, tell me what you mean by protective factors. Let me ask it that way.
Okay, so in child development, we understand what risk factors are, right? Those things that um put the family at risk, put the child at risk, parents at risk, right? So that would be
Okay,
anything like abuse, neglect, along those lines. Protective factors are, of course, the opposite. These are the things that help keep the families happy, healthy, and strong. So they're foundational. And the protective
okay,
factors that we have are parental resilience, social connections, which is the parents needing friends. And then we have concrete support, which is the brick and mortar resources that we need in times of help. We also have the social and emotional competence of children. And we have
okay,
knowledge of parent and child development.
okay. That makes good sense. I just wanted to be sure I was understanding what was what. But yeah, okay. That sounds great. Okay. All right, now go ahead and hit me with your best shot.
Okay. So my fee per cafe is $400.
Okay, 400. All right.
And
And
it
I
is a
know, okay, go ahead. I'm sorry.
I was gonna say it is a flat rate fee.
Okay. All right. Anything else? I'm probably going to need you to go on our website and complete a vendor application.
Okay, that's no problem.
That way, I won't have any trouble with the district office. I say she's already done it.
Right.
Um, okay,
And then for this first cafe, depending upon how many parents you have, and if I have to bring in people to initially help with the room hosting, which
yes,
is
ma'am.
for the small breakout conversations, then of course I would need to compensate them.
Okay, and what rate is that?
Their rate is $25 an hour.
Okay,
So for every four parents, I will need one staff.
and that's people that have already been trained,
Yeah,
or okay, For every 4 parents, 1 staff. Okay.
Mhm.
All right. That sounds good. Two first cafe, 225 an hour. Now, is that 25 an hour? Is that travel time included in that, or is that
This is just for Thursday, for this Thursday.
for this Thursday? But I
Yes.
mean, say if it's extra people, okay, extra staff at $25 an hour, does that hour start when they leave their home, or does that hour start when they start the program? I mean, that's right, it's virtual, so they won't be going anywhere.
Right. For my staff, it'll be so the first cafe will probably be an hour and a half to 2 hours.
Okay,
Okay. So for the virtual cafes, my staff meets 30 minutes before the cafe
okay,
and then 30 minutes after the cafe to debrief what happened in the cafe and any concerns that we may have. So, if there was someone that may have seemed distressed or seemed like they needed some extra resources, that's when we discuss that information to try to
okay,
to figure out to get them the help that they need.
okay, all right. And then the
So
cafe itself is one.
right. So depending upon the length of the cafe, it's looking at least 3 hours, two
Three
and a
hours.
half to
That's
three
what
hours. Hmm.
that's kind of what I was looking at with the more before and after time, which is good. That way you got communication with your staff afterwards and so forth. Updates as far as the parents, and and, and it's funny, parents may find an opportunity to open up where previously they have not
I'm
with
sorry,
the
say that
parent
again.
cafe. I say parents may find the opportunity to open up, when it's broken down in smaller groups
Yes,
where maybe they have not had it felt felt safe enough. Sometimes you got to feel safe to tell someone.
right.
And and so I think that's really good. Okay.
And then after this initial cafe, any parents that come on this Thursday virtually, once we go to in person, I won't need my staff anymore. Those parents can then post at a table. They can do what my staff has done.
Oh, okay. So it's working twofold.
Yes,
Really good. It's
yes,
taking and so each time you attend one of the cafes, you become further educated and can help in the future,
yes,
right?
yes.
Okay,
So
that
it would
sounds
just
good.
be me facilitating the cafe portion, and then the conversation part of it, the parents would be at the tables hosting the table.
Okay,
So it kind of pushes them into more of a leadership type role.
well, and get them more, which in
Right,
turn gets more involved, is exactly what you want to happen anyway.
right.
Okay. Um, is there anything you want, any fly or anything I do, I will, of course, send you any communication, okay?
Hmm.
Um, so that our lines at least stay open. I will email you my phone. Uh, and I've got to do all this, of course, quickly before Mr. Brown. I'm not at work today, but I'm going to, when we hang up, I'm going to email him immediately with this information.
Okay.
Um, and I'm sure if Miss Bennett has any, which I'll copy her also, if Miss Bennett has any questions, I'm sure she'll holler back at you. But I will keep her informed as well as to what we've talked about.
Okay.
So,
And then if you send me the link for the vendor application,
okay, all right, I'll
and
do
then
that too.
yeah, and then I can send that and send my W-9.
Okay, I'll send you that. All right. Do you have any questions of me?
I don't think I have any at this time, but if I do, I will give you a call.
And I know that I've been sort of a hit. I don't mean to sound as if I'm so unprepared. Um, I'm so looking forward that someone knows exactly what we need, at
Mm-hmm.
least to get the ball rolling, and I can feel like I can get a firm grip on. I think there's so much good that, as a parent liaison, we can do with our parents and our students.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't feel as if I've been very successful at that this past year. And I realize it's a new program for Edisto. It's a new program for me. I was a sub for 7 years.
Mm-hmm.
So, um, but I kind of been not, it's like there's no really direction. But this opens up, and you don't know with the parent cafe if a parent will come up with something else that can um, expand from the parent cafe. They may come
Mm-hmm.
up with something that should be considered. And it was like it's like I was doing a class on read work and the Pokemon, which is a thorn in my side. I do not like Pokemon.
Mm-hmm.
But when you read how it came about, your attitude about it changes because a child, well, a young man who was born in 1985, yeah, he had autism spectrum disorder, and it gave him an unbelievable ability to focus. He studied the characteristics of insects, and his Pokemon, make a long story short, the Pokemon characters are from the insects that he studied. Coming
Mm-hmm.
up, studied them so much as a child, his friends called him Dr. Bug. But I guess when you see where things come from and what comes off of somebody studying insects, so it has become the most, I think, the most popular game in the world. So you never know what comes off of one's misfortune or one's upset or one's positive experience. So hopefully the parents will gain and it will grow and they will be excited about it. That's what I'm hoping for.
Mm-hmm. I,
Okay.
I, I,
All right.
I believe that they will. I've been doing these now for 4 years.
So when you,
4 years. And the feedback has always been super positive with
that's
Parent
good.
Cafe.
And you know what's sad? I've been, like I said, I was sub short term and long term. Um, you're the first. Why are not people more aware of the availability? I've never heard of Parent Cafe before. Never in my life. And I mean, it's just amazing. Yeah, Hartsville might be an hour and a half down the road, but that's just a hop and a skip and a jump when you think about it.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, and it just shows that there's a vast amount of communication that doesn't get around. We take for granted that what we know is all we know. I mean, it's all that's available.
Mm-hmm.
And my heavens, if I'd heard about you a year ago, but it's all, it's how it ends up working out. So apparently it came at the right time. I guess that's, and I'm really looking forward to it. And I really am sorry about 2-day notice and
It's okay. Let's just make sure we can get it approved. I'll be
I will,
prepared. I'll be prepared and I will have staff on standby. So let's,
okay,
see if we can get it approved first. So
okay, that's where the work comes in, but I'll do
right,
everything I can to get it approved, okay? And I'll
right.
do everything and let you know as soon as I know.
Okay. And I will work on getting that Zoom link registration information emailed to you so it can be transferred to the flyer. Like I said, they will need to RSVP.
Okay, all right, we'll get it going. We're
Okay.
gonna try. I got to shake Mr. Brown rattle and loose, but I'm going to,
And I do want
I'm
to let you
hoping,
know that parent cafes are evidence-based, so the parents will have a survey to complete after the cafe is over with. It does not take long.
okay, that'll be good too. All right, that's great. I'm looking so forward to this. And if you think of anything, please ask me. Um, I think I've got notes for everything, particularly the staff and your fee and that sort of thing.
Mhm.
Um, gift cards, I think I have all of that down, so I don't think you'll be left anything. I just have to make sure I can get Mr. Brown to print the way we see it. Okay. Um, and I'm hoping he's open to it. I really
Yeah.
am. Well, I thank you very much. I apologize that I got sidetracked and completely forgot and caused this to drag out. But I did. I just completely, I got doing, we had a football tournament on that last Friday, and I
Mhm.
had popcorn, snow cone duty. So I was, and I got sidetracked getting all of that ready, and I sincerely apologize.
It's all right.
But, but if that's it, I'll see what I can do with Mr. Brown, okay?
Okay. And I'll be looking for those emails.
Okay, thank you so much, and you have a great day.
You do the same.
Okay, bye bye.
Bye bye.